President Donald Trump campaigned on reducing the prices of groceries, but his new order imposing stiff tariffs on imports from Mexico, Canada, and China appear to go against that promise to voters.
U.S. trade partners are already punching back. The higher costs likely to hit American businesses and consumers hard. Eyewitness News reporter Tim Caputo joins us live now with the latest on this escalating trade war. Tim?
Jory, Michelle, the back and forth has already begun, and it won't be long before you start feeling the pinch at not just grocery stores like the one behind me, but potentially hardware stores and even car dealerships. Because between lumber from the north and limes from the south, there's a whole long list of items that soon could cost more because of these tariffs. Just as quickly as President Trump announced increased tariffs on imports from Mexico, Canada, and China,
they've treated us very unfairly.
Tonight, there's swift retaliation from both our North American neighbors.
Canada will be responding to the U.S. trade action with 25% tariffs against $155 billion worth of American goods.
The emerging trade war comes after the president signed executive orders hitting Canada and Mexico with 25% tariffs and China with 10% tariffs, blaming them for illegal immigration and drug trafficking. The president, well aware the cost could fall on average Americans.
There could be some temporary short-term disruption, and people will understand that.
Experts say American families could pay upwards of $800 more this year after companies that are stuck paying the increased tariffs then pass along the costs. There are tens of billions of dollars worth of groceries that come from our neighbors to the north and south. Canada is our biggest importer of grains, livestock and meat, sugar and poultry. Mexico provides the U.S. more fruits and vegetables than any other country. Brandon Parsons, an economics professor at Pepperdine University, says with certain products like avocados, where 90% come from Mexico, Americans will just see higher prices.
In the case of avocado, where there isn't necessarily a whole lot of other countries, to my understanding, that are selling them, it's likely that cost is just going to be added to the consumer.
The same could happen for alcohol, clothes, electronics, and cars. The tariffs on oil and gas could also hike prices at the pump by as much as 70 cents a gallon. Tonight, Canada, matching Trump's tariffs in percentage and scale, will urging Canadians to avoid American staples.
Like the American tariffs, our response will also be far-reaching and include everyday items such as American beer, wine, and bourbon, fruits and fruit juices, including orange juice, along with vegetables, perfume, clothing, and shoes.
President Trump not yet responding to the retaliation, but if the trade war escalates even more, it might just mean more money out of your pocket.
There is an escalation clause, and this escalation clause is saying that, hey, if you guys throw tariffs back on us, we're just going to increase tariffs. When we have this going back and forth, it just leads to a trade war where everybody's just worse off.
And tonight, Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum announcing there will be retaliatory tariffs coming from Mexico, though she didn't provide any specifics. As for those U.S. tariffs for Mexico, Canada, and China, those are set to go into effect on February 4th. We're live in Burbank tonight. Tim Caputo, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Much peace and mercy to the hopeful elect. You brothers and you sisters, wholeheartedly waiting upon the Lord Yahweh to send his only begotten son Yahweh Shai to deliver us from this captivity. To you sincere Akim out there teaching his word, pushing on the highways and the byways, to you I say salutations. This video is going to be entitled, Trump is working that pen. Something like that. Trump is working that pen. I said something earlier. Trump using that pen more than a rapper in the studio. But all jokes aside, this is going to be about the tariffs that he just put into action on Canada, Mexico, and China. Ultimately, through prophecy, we understand that this is going to lead up to a few things. Not only is it going to lead up to potential famines, but it's definitely going to lead into inflations, and just going to grab a few scriptures, go into it. Nothing crazy, nothing long, but this is what we're looking for. As it is written, measure the times. Let's grab that real fast. 2 Ezra chapter 9 verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And we are measuring the times, right? We see these prophecies come to pass because we're paying attention to the different world events, right? That's the things that's going over there in the Middle East, so-called Middle East, the things that's going over here in America, and so on and so forth, right? You got protests going on for the anti-deportation thing. You got people coming up with wayward doctrine still. We're in the last days. When you read Matthew the 24th chapter, it goes into it. 2 Ezra 15 goes into it, right? And now we're really witnessing these prophecies speak. When you go to Habakkuk the 2nd chapter, it talks about the provision is yet for an appointed time, right? Let's actually read that as well. Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse. I'm gonna start at the top. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. So the prophet Habakkuk, right? He was receiving word or a vision from the Heavenly Father, right? And we are watchmen, as is written in Isaiah the 62nd chapter. I've set watchmen upon my walls of Jerusalem, which shall not hold their peace day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, give him no rest till he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. Roughly paraphrasing, we are the watchmen. That's why when certain things like this happens, we bring out the forecast, right? The broadcast, so to speak. Verse 2, Habakkuk 2 and 2. And the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Right? Because when you hear these prophecies, you're supposed to take it and go. Oh shit, this is it? Okay, bet. It's not supposed to, oh, is it the MOTB? Oh, is that the name? Oh, is this going to be destroyed? No. When we tell you Babylon the Great, I'm speaking code, is going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, it's going to be destroyed. Not because we said it, because the Lord said it. You see, when we tell you the MOTB is the micro CHIP, well, you're just going to have to believe us on that one. Because it's a dark saying, a hard parable. Obviously, some people just can't get it, but the elect is going to get it, right? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemi Shai. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. See? So now we're witnessing these visions come to pass. We're witnessing the king of Babylon and his pride. We're witnessing, uproars amongst the people, earthquakes in diverse places, right? These are all things that we're seeing. So we know what time we're in. So let's go ahead and get into the scriptures at hand, because these tariffs are going to cause famines. They're going to cause inflation. Because people are already struggling, man. People are already living check to check. And if prices increase, what does that mean? That means you're going to have to spend more money on less items. And if you're spending more money on less items, that means you're not going to be able to get all of your necessities. If you can't, then what's going to happen? You're going to have people bugging the fuck out, right? This very well could be the beginning of 2 Ezra 15, 16, etc., etc. So I'm going to read up. This is 2 Ezra 16 and 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Scourges is a punishment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Right now, things, prices is starting to get high. Eggs are fucking obnoxiously high. You see? So we're in the beginning stages of this, right? With that whole egg law thing. But now that these tariffs are upon Canada, Mexico, and what was the other one? China, right? What does that mean? Majority of these places they input these goods. You know, Apostle Aramla made mention of the avocados and the different things like that. Right? We import a lot of goods, food, vegetation. When you go to your supermarkets and you look at the little sticker, a lot of the times it says from Mexico, from Honduras, or from these different places. You see? So if you're putting tariffs on these other countries, what are they gonna do? You think they're gonna just bow down or take it up? You know, a lot of these they're about to start fighting back, man. That's why the scriptures talk about the 10 whores hating the whore, right? This is the build up. So it says, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Right? Verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So a lot of people are going to die from famine, you see? But I want to jump to 2 Ezra, the 6th chapter, in verse 22. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. You see, because once these different grocery stores and you know, these different farmlands that are in America start to run low, what's going to happen? It says that the sown places are going to be appear unsown. You see, these different storehouses, these grocery stores, your Trader Joe's, your Sam's Clubs, your Costco's, all these different warehouse, they're going to be dry, man. It says found empty. Verse 23, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. You know them sirens, man. Them woo, you know, you hear that shit 10 miles away, longer than that, farther than that. You know, so we're witnessing the beginning stages of this stuff happening, right? Verse 24, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. You see, so it's going to get so tight, it's going to get so bad that friends are going to fight with each other, right? It says 2 Ezra, where it says you know, they shall let me grab that real fast. I think it's 15. Yeah, it's pretty much, you can pretty much read all of this, but I'm not trying to read all of this. Just grab this verse here. 2 Ezra 15 and verse 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Right? So these things are happening because of the pride of these people. The Lord is not, he hates pride. We read the Proverbs 6th chapter, verse 19. And man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. You see that? So there's going to be some neighbor against neighbor. You know, a lot of these people that live in apartments, they watching. Oh, damn, he went grocery shopping again. He got another case of water. He got some pots. He about to grow some? Okay. All right. They taking notes, man. They watching. You see? But guess what? The Lord, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Al-Shai, the elect is going to be protected. They're going to eat. They're going to drink. And they're going to be merry. You see? There may be days where you might go without. However, just know that the Lord is going to protect his men. You know, he protected Elijah. You know? When there was a drought, when there was a famine, Elijah ate. He was fed by the angel. You know? Abundantly. You feel me? So, let's see here. Let's grab this last one. Because, you know, these tariffs, like I mentioned earlier, this could be very well the beginning of, you're going to see a lot of these prices going up, right? And it talks about that Revelation 6:6, and I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. You see? So this is going into inflation, right? A measure of wheat for a penny. When you look into that word penny, it goes into denarius, which is a day's wage. You see? So like I mentioned earlier, with Apostle Ramlab, he said, hey, you could very well spend, because right currently you go to your local market, can probably buy an avocado for what, $2.49. You might end up paying $7.49, you know, for one organic, so-called organic avocado. Because why? Because of these tariffs. You see? And it says, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. You see? The day's wage. So that's what? That's inflation. But it says what? See thou hurt not the oil and the wine. So ultimately this truth, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is going to thrive, right? The elect is going to thrive. Because why? Because our trust is in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. We're not going to falter, you know? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. That's why the scriptures say you have to pray, watch and pray. You know, it all goes back to faith. It all goes back to who was predestinated, who was chosen by the heavenly Father. We've been called. We don't know if we've been chosen. So that's why we need to continue to work diligently, right? Give diligence to make thy calling and election sure, right? Seek out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So when these things do start to happen, when there is mass inflation, when there is famines, when there is infighting, people killing each other with the sword, right, for the lack of bread, we will put our trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So I want to end it there. I want to give all praises again to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, B'Hasham, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and who teach well. Shalom.